I feel like you are like one of the most like low key R&B artists around right now.
Yeah, I think that I might be too low key to where I get slept on. So maybe I need to be out there.
Like we need like a twerking
Yeah.
video or a fight or something. Yep, TMZ Verified the podcast. I'm Wild.
I'm Steph.
And I'm Queen Naija.
Hi.
Hello.
How y'all doing?
So Queen, when we like set this up with your publicist, Kelly was like, "Are y'all gonna ask her any messy shit?" And I'm like, "Queen don't be in no messy shit." So I'm trying to figure out, is there some messy shit that we missing?
People come up with stuff all the time, so anything can be messy, you know?
Oh yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I'm like, no, we don't got no messy plans. I feel like you are like one of the most like low key R&B artists around right now.
Yeah, I think that I might be too low key to where I get slept on, so maybe I need to be out there.
Like we need like a twerking video or a fight or something.
Maybe I gotta do something stupid for people to, recognize me.
It seemed like that.
What should I do?
I mean, I'm like, fight?
Scandal?
No, I'm joking.
Fight?
Sex
Scandal?
tape? No, I'm joking.
OnlyFans?
Child.
Would you ever do like an OnlyFans or something like that? Since you...
For my feet, I thought about it. For doing it for my feet.
You know, I got a DM the other day. We've been talking about this on the pod for $700 for my feet.
Yeah, I mean, that's some quick bread right there.
And she ain't do it. I said, sis, do they like black feet? Because
Just send your dead. I'll pull out my Instagram right
They like all types of feet.
They're a little crusty, but
Yeah.
shit, I could give them up.
I mean, I put up feet pics for free, so I might as well make some money off of it.
charging those.
Yeah, no, people ask to see my feet, and I was thinking about doing some fun stuff with, like maybe like,
Whipped cream.
yeah, like
Oh,
dancing
you
my
really
feet around in
turning it
some,
on. What?
yeah, dancing around in some little,
Oh, they gonna love you.
honey, dipping in some honey.
All right, so Naija, before we get into like everything that you have going on, by the way, new EP.
After the butterflies.
We're gonna talk about it, but
Okay, I want to start from the beginning because I've been a fan for a very long time. We're talking like back in the YouTube days,
Amen.
medicine, the whole thing. How did you get started in YouTube? Like, what was the day that you're like, you know what, today's the day, we're starting a channel, we're going to do the vlogging?
This is when I was, of course, in my old relationship, and we was broke. We're on Section 8. And it was just hard. Times were hard. We had a child, and we already were like, going viral on Facebook and whatnot for our couple pictures.
yeah.
So with that traction, we just took it to YouTube because we found out that you could make money from there. And at first it was like hard to believe, but then when you seen that first check, it was like, oh,
You go, I believe it now.
yeah, this is about to happen. So of course, things happen, and then I was like, I'm about to make my own YouTube channel so they could see, Queen. So yeah, that's where pretty much.
I can't believe you left the channel like to him. That was the coolest thing you've like
Of course,
ever.
I'm a great person. And
That
I
was
know that
amazing.
God got me.
And God
You know what
had
I'm
you though.
saying?
No,
Right.
for real. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Queen, do you feel like YouTube stars, and I don't know how you like dodge this, but I feel like a lot of YouTube, like big YouTube people, they're always categorized as like YouTube star. Like for you, it's like Queen Naija, the artist, or at least on a broader scale. But like a lot of people, they come out of YouTube and they cannot escape the like YouTube title.
Have I
I
escaped
think
it?
you did.
escaped
No,
it.
because
Yeah.
like, you don't think so?
I mean, I don't know. Some people still say YouTube rising star or artist. To be honest, I used to be offended by it, but like when you really think about it now, the artists that didn't start on YouTube are trying to do YouTube because
Right.
they
Yeah,
know
they trying to
that
build
they
that.
found out that like showing your personality like helps, and I've been doing it, so I don't look at it as like a bad thing now. At first I felt a little disrespected, but if I could do both, then I could do both.
I feel that.
Right, because they have to do it anyway, like the
Yeah.
social aspect. When did you start doing the music stuff and taking it seriously and being like, okay, this is the direction I want to go now?
To be honest, I've been recording little songs since I was like in the 3rd grade. So yeah, my uncle used to take me to the studio, and I would record little songs on there,
right.
and sometimes I record in his basement. So I always knew that I like wanted to like make music. I just didn't know that I would be famous for it. But when I knew that it probably should have been taken serious is when like I dropped Medicine, just for just to tell people what happened. And I had all those emails from labels and like the radio stations. I was like, oh, okay, so maybe we need to get
You
a
got
manager.
something, right?
Yeah.
And and so yeah.
Medicine was like the perfect example of like a YouTuber, social media person like falling into like a more professional, and it was like you like explaining your story
Yeah.
through a song.
Yeah. I believe people honestly maybe people took it so well because they didn't know that I could really make a good song.
Right.
Because a lot of
Yeah.
people can do sing or do music, but it was actually good. So they were like, oh, okay. So I feel like that's why they.
It's almost like you told your story for like the YouTube like fandom, and then also like branched into like a different career at the same
Yeah,
time.
it helped me. So
Not many people can do that. Like it was really cool.
Yeah, no, I was working in radio at the time, and I remember when you were like really hot when you first came out, and it was like, I didn't know Queen, the YouTube star. Like, I only knew like you as an artist. So I
Have
think
you ever went back and like?
I have. I
I used to climb through restaurant windows.
I was about to say you did some crazy shit. Like the pranks was out of control.
Yeah, I know, but it was. Hey,
it got you there though.
Entertainment,
right.
so.
And back then, that was like the thing.
Yeah, no, that was literally all.
And that's why I said, because I did leave my YouTube channel, and I kind of feel bad. You know, that's why I was like, I want to go back to YouTube, but I don't want to go back doing all that. That stuff is childish. I'm like, that's not in no more. So I want to come back in a more mature way. So I started my own little podcast with my best friend Dami V, and we're gonna have like other people on there. Like Jada was just on there.
Yeah. So we talk about the podcast though. So it's you and your best friend Dom. I watched the first episode.
Oh, you did?
I did.
It's called Let's Talk About It. I named it after my song that I dropped this year called Let's Talk About It, and I thought it'd be a perfect name for like a podcast. So to be honest, I'm a little scared that I said podcast because podcast, I guess the word is looked at like, it's like pressure that comes with it. Like, I didn't take it that serious at first, but now like the feedback that I'm getting from it is like, now I'm like, oh, this is a real thing. We got to continue this.
And they're going to be on you every week. Like,
where's your podcast?
And yeah, not only that, but like, I wanted it to just live on my YouTube channel, but I got offers already like of people trying to like buy my thing. I'm like, whoa, so now I have to like really put time into it and things like that and research and.
I produce all our podcasts here. It's hell.
Yeah, so I don't know. But yeah.
So one of the things that I watched when I watched the first episode of your podcast, I'm like, this is like not a whole different person, but like your energy is so much different than it was and like, or it has been in recent years. Was that like intentional? Or are you now, because I know you said, and you talked about it on the podcast, you're like, I stepped away a little bit and now I'm like stepping back into it with a podcast. Was it intentional for you to kind of like pull back from like the public craziness surrounding you?
I don't know if it was super intentional. I think it just happened because social media could cause a lot of mental problems if you don't. And so I used to be really affected by what people said on social media. So it caused me to like kind of go into a shell and not just really not want to have my business out there or not be as transparent or not like talk like how I would into a room full of my friends because people twist everything. So I did pull back, and I also wanted to be taken more serious as an artist. So so maybe it was intentional. I don't know. Was it? I'm not sure, but you know, like it worked for that time, but now it's time to go back. Yeah.
I want to talk a little bit about like your writing process when you're making music and doing songs. A lot of it comes from like being so relatable and like talking about your experiences. Do you ever like channel different experiences that maybe you haven't gone through, but like, you know, your friends have, or like, is it only what you're going through at that time?
That's a good question. I've written about things that I haven't done or haven't went through. And I have a pretty good imagination, and I feel like sometimes, like, even though I didn't go through it, other people may have, or they can relate to it. So I can do that. But the best things, I mean, the best music comes from like my actual experiences. So like I got that talent, I can do it. And then sometimes like it be things that I've been through before, and I have to go back and think about it and get mad all over again.
Is there a little bit of that on the new album, like a mix of like getting mad about the past and like reliving that, and like a little bit about your present?
Oh no, I was mad while I was recording. Yeah, I was upset when I was recording some of these things. So it was happening during the process. Okay. But now, like, I'm not mad anymore, and I'm not sad anymore. So, yeah, it was happening while I was, you know.
Can I ask like a fun question, like a curious one? When you're dating someone and you're coming out with these like new music, and you're like, hey, this is dropping soon, do you like sit down with them and you go, hey, this is coming out soon, I want you to know I wrote this?
You know what? That's so funny because with Clarence, because we together, I told him, I was like, I'm making music. Like, don't think like you date a singer, so don't think that like if we go through an argument or like go through anything, don't think I'm gonna pull back.
I was so curious about
that. Like, you know, he know what come with it. He know what it is. But like at the end of the day, we still, that's our relationship, and this is, it's my career. You know what I'm saying? But I know how to do it in a way where like everyone's not in our business, but still, it, you know, I'm still being true to myself
and like relatable.
Yeah. So I mean, he's cool with it. You know,
I love it.
You gotta be cool.
I was so curious about that. I'm like, do you sit him down and go, okay, track 4, you're not gonna like?
Like I'm talking about. You
I tell him, I'm like, how do you feel? He was like, I guess, you know.
Is there any part of your personal life that you like refuse to bring into like the public sphere? like in regards to like maybe like your kids or like your family?
Probably some things about my kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I feel like people are really cruel, and yeah, I don't play about my kids.
Right.
Like that's one thing. If I'm not like the things that used to bother me in the comments, they don't anymore. If it's about me, I don't care. But when people talk about my kids, it's just like a whole different rage and anger comes with that because you can't get through the screen. And it's like you can't do anything about it. And also my son is 8, he can read now. So a lot of times like, and you know, he's very much into social media.
Oh yeah, no, these kids are smart. These days.
They're raised into it. So it's like, I don't want him to be affected by anything that he reads. So I try to keep them, just keep the kid friendly stuff on there, like not share too many things about until I'm ready, of course. Right. You know.
I heard you say in an interview, you said sometimes you envy the girls that like get to wake up without kids and like live their life in their apartment. Do you feel like, and obviously you've been through there and you're like still like young, but it's like, do you feel like there is an opportunity to experience like your 20s without kids? Do you like encourage other people in their 20s? And everybody's path is different. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like,
I mean, just from my experience, I encourage women and men, but since I'm a woman, to wait wait for kids, man. Give yourself some time to really like get to know yourself. Kids are a blessing. I do not regret my kids at all. But I will say it's a lot harder to try to discover myself while still trying to be a mom. So not only am I trying to find who Queen is, I'm trying to find who Queen the best mother is, and then also being in a relationship too. You know, trying to become a wife, and you know, there's things that you have to do to be a wife, and you have to learn. So I would say just take your time. You know, being by yourself and just loving yourself, because baby, like when I say I have a hard time doing that.
Right.
Well, you're speaking directly to me because I always like wonder that too, as like being in my 20s. I'm like, am I, you know, putting career first? Like everyone does like that back and forth. So like that's really important to like talk about, I feel like.
It's you know, I mean, but then again, on the other side, some people like to start their lives earlier. You know, and they like to get, and some people they stay married till they're 75 years, and that's a beautiful thing. So it's really like up to you, but just based off of my experience, it's hard. But if you could deal with the hard stuff, then go ahead.
Yeah, no, I see people getting like married and shit like fresh out of high school, and I'm like,
I did.
I know, but like I didn't even know how to like file my own fucking taxes at 18 or like pay an electric bill. Like it's pressure. Like, do you feel like that made you like a more equipped adult? Because I feel like even now I'm like struggling with adulthood.
I've been through a lot of things like just from a young age, so. I definitely feel like it helped me mature more. A lot of people say they don't believe I'm still in my 20s, and I don't know if I should take that as like like I don't know if I should take that as a threat, because like you know, but
I feel you,
but I guess that could mean a good thing too, because they say, you know, like you seem older, like the way you.
It's just because you're out the way
and really smart and
but
like, together.
But yeah, it's definitely taught me a lot, and I really don't regret anything that I've done, because I learned from it.
So one of the things when I like listen to your music or I just like think about you in general, I always think about like your ability to like tell stories, and it's like kind of like cryptic in a sense where like I'll listen to some of the lyrics in your song and it's like, I know this is about X, Y, and Z or like this situation. Like, how do you navigate that as an artist? Is it like hard, or do you do it intentionally where you're like, I'm gonna leave out this so they can't tell whether it's this person or that situation? Like, how do you balance that as a person that writes about your life?
I don't do it on purpose. If it's cryptic, I don't mean for it to be cryptic, but I just
not cryptic, but just like how you said earlier, like you can create music where you like we know a little bit about you, but we don't know all your business.
It just comes. Like
she goes, that's just the way I am.
Yeah, I can't help it. Like, and you want to know the crazy thing? I can explain myself in a song like while rhyming way better than I can do it talking.
Right.
Wow.
I feel that.
Yeah, it's like I don't know if I have like a disability with talking or something, but like I be talking in circles. But like if I write about it, it comes straight out.
Yeah. Like,
you ever seen a person that like? Never mind.
No, say it.
You ever seen? No. You ever seen a person? I've seen stories about people that like maybe can't walk a certain way, but like if they run, you can never tell they can walk.
Right.
Or like people who like stutter and then they sing and it's no stutter.
And it's like nothing. That's kind of how it is for me. Like when it comes to talking about like how I feel, it's very hard to get it out. But as soon as I put in a song, it's like you know exactly like what I'm trying to say.
No, totally. And when you were a YouTuber at the time, like doing it full force and you came out with Medicine, I'm telling you, like I learned more about that relationship through that song Medicine than like if you did like a sit down typical YouTuber, like my story with my ex. Like I learned more in that song than if you did that. Like that's talent.
Thank you.
So it's been like 3 years since you released your debut album.
Yes. Ooh, child.
I know. And this EP, I feel like it's like the little like you give us a little buffer between this and the sophomore album. What's taking so long for the sophomore album? Or was it like did you mean to put out a smaller project, or did you want to put out a smaller project?
No, at the beginning of this year, I was sure that I was putting out an album, my sophomore album. I was very sure. But as time went on and the paperwork was just taking long, I was like, okay, I'm not in this space no more. I'm ready to make new music.
Yeah, I feel that.
But I don't want to trash the music that I made because it's still good and it still tells a story. But at the same time, it's like I kind of lost the passion for that album. Like I wanted. Now this is just a story of a place where I once was, but I'm ready to move on to the next. Like that's the kind of person I am. I get bored really quick. And I've been sitting, like, this was done in 2022.
Damn.
In the summer.
Yeah.
It was supposed to drop then.
Oh.
And so, like, it's 2023. I'm ready to make.
Was the hold up you, or was the hold up the label?
It wasn't the label,
like
and it wasn't me. It was the producers. It was the producers' lawyers. And, the splits and all that stuff. So, hopefully, for my next process, we can figure out a better way to just do it up front. So when we're ready to drop the music, we can drop the music. Because also, people don't understand. You can't promote it until it's cleared. Because once you like try to promote it and they see the feedback, they're like, oh, I want more money.
The price,
up the price now. So it's kind of like you got to kind of hide the snippets, even though I don't hide the snippets.
Yeah.
But like, it's a lot that goes into it, and people don't understand. They think you just being lazy and not want to put out music. But if I could put out a song every month, I would.
Right. Yeah, I feel that.
Are there any features?
Yeah, there's features on there. I did a song with Monica. I love her. I love Monica. Like I listened to her music growing up. And
what's your favorite Monica song since we here?
My favorite Monica song, Why I Love You So Much.
Oh.
And one of those days.
That's just
okay.
That's a good
Monica, I thought was super great for a legend, like to hop on, Eric Bellinger.
Okay.
He's super fire. Ella May, my R&B sister. We did a tour together for Mary J. Blige last year. Was it last year?
I was like last year.
And I was like, yeah, we always talk about doing a song. But this was the one she loved it and she hopped on there. Who else? Of course, I dropped it already, but NBA YoungBoy. And that was a wild card. Because I didn't. I mean, like, I'm sure people would never expect that.
I didn't expect that though. I'm not gonna lie. I literally was like, young boy.
Yeah, I didn't expect, but it turned out good. Like he actually sounded great on there. So who else I got? Oh my God. Oh well, okay. So there's 2 songs on there that I didn't put on there. That I'm still gonna drop it like very soon, but they're very special. One of them I dedicated to my security guard who passed away. He was like my brother. Yeah. And for anybody that like, lost somebody. And then there's a song that I dedicated to my son, Legend. Because I had Mama's Hand for CJ. Yeah, but I dedicated another song to Legend. I'm dropping those 2 next. So I took them off, though, this project, just because they didn't align with the After the Butterflies kind of thing. Yeah. And so Chandler from Maverick City is on there. Do you know? Well, it's a gospel group. So yeah, it's a worship.
Oh, not me being the devil. Like I'm like,
no, you're not a devil. You just don't. But no, he's super fire. So he's on there, and I forgot. Am I missing anybody? I don't think so.
Do you run into instances where, because obviously you've been through a lot of shit, your music has changed over time, you're not in the same space you were. Do you ever get like anxious or like worried about having to perform songs that you've written that mean a lot to either you or like someone else? But like, do you get emotional? I'm just thinking because like Adele said it recently where she's like, there are some songs that I just hate performing, but they're like bangers, so everybody wants to hear them. Like, do you have any songs that you're like, what songs are those?
No Fake Love. I do not want to perform No Fake Love. Not at all.
What?
No, because I don't like to perform upbeat songs. Because I like to, I can't dance, okay? I cannot dance. So if like there's an upbeat song, of course people want you to
They want you to move a little bit.
Right. I don't want to. I can't. Okay, that's not my talent. God bless me to sing. He didn't bless me to dance.
Stand flat-footed.
But I do love to stand flat-footed with my shoes off and sing. Like I love to sing. So I'm more so excited about the songs where I can like use my range and things like that, and like really just feel it. The slower songs that but the bops are cute for the radio.
Mhm.
Yeah, real good radio hits.
But I don't really like performing like the songs I have to move to.
Bangers, though.
What's your favorite?
I know what my favorite song
That comes out Friday, yeah.
Oh,
On the EP.
Dang. Well, so Words of Affirmation is on there, and I dropped that, and that was my favorite song. Before I dropped it, like I still like it, but out of the songs now, it's called. I think I really like Fading Away. That song, like I wrote that song right when I was like when Clarence was asleep, and I was like sitting up, and I was in my feelings, and I was writing it, and it was about him. So, I just really feel like that was a vulnerable moment, and I just love how. I don't know why, but I like sad songs.
Me too.
Same. I'm
I
like
love
this.
sad songs.
Yeah, like it's a little sad. I kind of
We
like
talk
the
about
sad
that all the
song. And then I
time,
really
like-
like the song with me and Monica too, because it's like a old school. I just love old school music. So it gives like that.
90s R&B vibe.
Yeah, it gives a
Yeah, Tony
90s
Braxton.
vibe.
Mm-hmm.
That's our favorite.
All right. So you mentioned Monica, obviously one of your faves. So you can't include yourself or Monica in this list I'm about to ask.
Oh God,
Who would be your like R&B Mount Rushmore?
Somebody else asked me that question. I said, "Child." Oh, who was it? Somebody asked me that question, and I was like, I cannot answer that. But let me try to do it for you.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
I'm gonna just name people I like,
All right, hit
because
me.
I don't like leaving people out.
Mhm.
Whitney Houston.
Obviously.
Shoot, Diana Ross,
Oh,
Diana.
yes.
Okay. Classic.
Aretha Franklin.
Ugh, love.
Shout out to Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
Janet Jackson.
Okay. I fuck with that.
Like the greats.
I fuck with that. Mm-hmm.
There's so many
There's a
more
lot,
people
yeah.
that should be on there. That's the first that came to my head though.
No, I feel
But I just love Whitney.
I don't have an R&B Mount Rushmore, actually. I can't think of one, but I would definitely second Aretha, because that's
I go
just...
Tony
The greats.
Braxton.
This is the thing. That's what I'm saying. That's why it's hard, because there's different eras of music.
Mm-hmm.
Like you got the 70s, the 80s, the 90s.
You got the 90s.
They need
No, I
to
don't
do
even know what I
like
would
Mount
do for mine.
Rushmores of like the different eras.
I think so, too.
Per year.
Because,
Per year. Because I'll leave out like everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, even like I was talking about to my mom recently. She was like having that King of R&B conversation. And I'm like, Mom, I don't know what you got going on over there, but like
Yeah.
Chris Brown is our King of R&B. Like I'm not arguing with y'all Bobby Browns, y'all Ushers, or the Michael. Like I don't know. I
It's
wasn't
different
around then.
generations,
Like,
you know?
Yeah, no, I feel that.
Yeah.
So that makes sense. Maybe do like a stacked Mount Rushmore.
Yeah.
or something
Per
like
year.
that.
Because
Yeah.
I'll leave out someone out every year.
So Queen, outside of music, I know you're trying to like get back into the public space. You're doing your podcast now.
Yes.
When are we going to see you on like a television screen or like in a movie? Do you have any aspirations to do any type
People
of? Like,
always ask me what I act. I did get offered a role, but it wasn't like aligning with me.
yeah.
I don't want to have my boobs on the camera.
Oh yeah, no.
And I don't want to do scenes.
Right.
Okay.
Feet only.
Yeah. I don't do scenes. I don't know why they want to see me like that. I look good, but But I would get into acting, but I feel like it would have to be like one of those roles where like it comes natural.
yeah.
I won't cry on spot. I'm gonna
Oh, yeah,
laugh.
no, I'm the worst.
I'm real goofy, so it's like if I probably would mess everybody. We would be going home real late
Yeah.
with me on this
No.
set. So I probably would do it, but I think I need some acting classes first.
Okay.
Yeah,
Queen, the only other question I have for you, and don't get mad at me.
I won't.
They were saying last year
Mhm.
that you had something to do with the Titanic submarine.
Oh my God. Don't take her to this. Why you gotta do that? Why? I'm even
That was the
feeling
most
for you on this
ridiculous.
one.
Like that's some bullshit.
Yeah.
Like I'm only asking you because it was
I'm not mad.
ridiculous. Like
No, I'm used to it. They blame me for anything.
why though? What you?
I was
do?
so confused.
I think it just like maybe someone with a big like trolling platform started it, and everybody thought it was funny on Black Twitter, and like they just kept it going, and so like they think it's funny, so like now people like use it to get like they don't use it no more pretty much because like I kind of deaded it when I sold the shirts,
Mm-hmm.
and my shirt sold out, so it's like they stopped doing it.
Right.
They stopped doing it after a while, but or maybe I just don't see it because I don't pay attention,
No, I
but
don't see it anymore.
yeah, it's pretty much like just a joke, and that's cool with me.
Yeah. People are.
Yeah.
I didn't understand.
But like people be having me on their mind, so
Look,
Cool.
press is
Sorry,
press,
I'm
I guess.
popular. Yeah.
Yeah.
Queen Naija, the EP comes out
Mhm.
November 17th.
yes.
After the Butterflies.
After the butterfly.
Wait, can I ask you? Because in my mind, when I hear After the Butterflies,
tell me
I
what you
hear
think.
like All right, so you know how you just hook up with somebody and you like, yo, I love this shorty, like, the height of our relationship is all peaches and cream, and then like when all that shit settles, is that, am I?
You're on point.
Okay,
You're on point. After the honeymoon phase, after the rose-colored lenses come off, when stuff start hitting the fan, when y'all start having disagreements, and like, you know, when you possibly think, okay, I was thinking like this might be my second failed public relationship. So maybe, and it's embarrassing. So, you know, but of course I'm an artist, so that's my outlet. But like, we good now. I just want to let everybody know we good.
I like that. Queen Naija, thanks so much for joining us, man.
Thank you so much.
And I feel like thanks for talking to us, because we were talking about this and we were like, yo, Queen.
I was like, I'm going to ask her so many questions about like her old past, and like you're very open. So we appreciate that.
I ain't asked you nothing messy. It was great.
It was perfect.
Thanks a lot, Queen.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.